so now what we're gonna do is now that we pressed open the seams, we are going to fold over our opening. Now this is probably the trickiest part of the whole thing. We're gonna fold it over once, and then we're gonna do twice. Now why are we doing that? Well, because we want the opening to be on the side. See how we have it here? We need that opening like that. So we're gonna have to try to, that's the trickiest part. We're gonna have to fold it over and pin it where the opening is gonna be on the side and keeping the fold. So this will probably be something that we'll have to go nice and slow and help each other because the fold is in the inside. So what I did was I folded it and then I folded it again. So that's two folds and we're trying to skip a step of having to sew. But this has to be here, this hole has to be on the side where we can actually put the rope in. It's gonna go all the way around. I'm excited to have my colors that I like. I chose the backpack to be good. This will be our good example. You remember how to pin, making sure the fold is in there. And then before we even think of sewing, we're gonna have to check with me to make sure that it's right. We have to make sure that there's an opening here and an opening on the side here, because that way we can put the rope through it after we sew. So at that point, you're going to stop, come over here to the machine, and then you're gonna put it underneath the presser foot. You're gonna line it up onto the fabric here where the presser foot is actually going to be on the left side this time. You don't see the 15 and the 15. I need to change this back to straight. So let's change it back to straight stitch and back to 0 at the top. And then we're gonna sew. We're not gonna sew through on this. I opened it up, remember? I opened it up and we're just gonna sew right there on the edge with the presser foot is actually resting on the edge of this fabric. That's gonna be our guide to making it straight instead of the 15 line. We're gonna start sewing and then we're gonna back stitch. Start sewing again. So we're gonna stop at that point just a second to make sure. I wanna make sure we're good. So keep going. Did I remember to backstitch? If I didn't, okay. If I didn't, I can always go back and backstitch later. We're gonna keep going all the way around, and it's gonna be pretty easy to do that because you have so much space. I keep moving the fabric to make sure it's all ready to go forward. Take out the pin. Stick it in there. I want to make sure my hole is still there and present. This side is messier, I'm not sure why, but we're just going to continue. Okay, tell me we're going to stop. Keep going all the way around. It's not going to be perfectly straight, and that's okay. It's still going to work. Okay, so now we're getting back towards our opening. We're going to stop. If you guys need help or want me to watch that part, this part's tricky because you want to make sure the hole's still there. We're going to go as close to the edge as we can. Go back over it and then back stitch. Raise your needle out, pull the material way far away, and then cut it. So then, when you, what was that? You see, you pick up the pins if you drop them. When you turn it inside out, you're gonna have your tab there for the ends, for the rope. And there's our back sack, and now we have to just feed the ribbon. And that'll be a separate issue because that's a little tricky, and we're gonna help each other do that.